The evening had settled like a soft blanket over the quiet countryside. The air was cool and gentle, carrying the faint scent of pine and earth, mingling with the delicate aroma of evening flowers. Every leaf seemed to shimmer faintly in the silver glow of the moon, and the distant hum of crickets created a rhythm that matched the slow, steady beating of the heart. Above, the sky stretched endlessly, a canvas of deep indigo punctuated by countless stars, some twinkling sharply like diamonds, others barely visible in the distance, their light traveling across years and miles to meet the observer's eyes. There was a profound stillness in the world at this hour, a sense of pause, as if everything had inhaled deeply and waited for a quiet exhale. Sitting beneath this vast expanse, one could not help but feel both incredibly small and intimately connected to something far greater. It was a sensation humans have cherished for centuries, tracing back to early civilizations who looked upward and saw gods, spirits, or celestial guides in the endless night. Even modern observers, armed with telescopes and scientific instruments, often report the same mixture of awe and humility. There is something in the darkness that encourages reflection, an invitation to consider both the known and the unknown, and a gentle acceptance of the vastness surrounding us. As the eyes wandered slowly across the sky, subtle movements caught attention. An unusually bright star shifting slightly, a faint streak of light brushing past the horizon, almost too precise to be a shooting star. There was a peculiar, almost imperceptible rhythm to these occurrences, like a whispered pattern hidden within the chaos of the universe. Ancient astronomers might have called these signs portents, while modern researchers would pause, noting them carefully as anomalies worthy of observation. Both perspectives, though centuries apart, share the same underlying sentiment. The sky is alive with mysteries, and those who pay attention may sense them. The quiet moments stretched luxuriously, encouraging slow, deliberate breaths. It was in these moments that the mind became attuned to the subtleties of the world around it. The gentle rustle of leaves, the distant hoot of an owl, and the soft shimmer of starlight reflected on dew-covered grass. A calm curiosity began to settle in the chest, mingling with a sense of wonder. What if some of these movements were more than natural phenomena? What if, beyond the safe familiarity of known stars and planets, there were other presences, silent observers of the same night? The thought was not frightening. It was serene, almost comforting. A gentle reminder that the universe was far larger than any one person, yet profoundly connected to them in the quiet intimacy of a starlit night. In this peaceful immersion, the night seemed to breathe along with the observer. Time lost its rigid structure, and the ordinary rules of daily life felt distant, replaced by a meditative awareness of existence itself. Every twinkle, every shadow, every glimmer of light became a part of an intricate tapestry, a story unfolding slowly, with the promise of subtle surprises hidden in plain sight. And as the calm deepened, the mind, soothed by both rhythm and mystery, naturally began to drift toward contemplation of what might come next, easing into the gentle anticipation of an extraordinary, yet quiet, night among the stars. As the night deepened, the stars above seemed to pulse ever so subtly, their light weaving delicate patterns across the velvety darkness. At first, it was easy to dismiss the movements as the natural dance of distant planets, the flicker of satellites, or the shifting of clouds high in the atmosphere. Yet, slowly, almost imperceptibly, other glimmers began to appear, soft, steady points of light that moved with unusual precision, tracing arcs and pauses that no ordinary celestial body would follow. There was no sense of urgency, no chaotic flaring, just a quiet, deliberate motion, like the slow, graceful rhythm of a dancer moving across an empty stage. In the stillness of the evening, these lights felt both foreign and familiar, a subtle invitation to curiosity rather than fear. Throughout history, humans have reported such experiences, often under the same quiet and contemplative conditions. Rural observers in the 1950s described lights hovering silently over fields, sometimes pulsating in a way that resembled gentle breathing. Scientists, in turn, attempted to rationalize these sightings, pointing to meteors, atmospheric reflections, or experimental aircraft. Yet eyewitness accounts persist, describing patterns that seem to defy natural explanations. Psychologists note that prolonged attention in low-light conditions heightens perception, making the mind extraordinarily sensitive to subtle changes. It is in this heightened awareness that many claim to have glimpsed something extraordinary, something calm yet inexplicably compelling. The observer, settled on soft grass or a porch, felt a gentle shiver of wonder as these lights continued their quiet dance. Each movement was deliberate, measured, almost as if the night itself were being subtly orchestrated. Some lights appeared in pairs, maintaining a precise distance, while others shimmered alone, lingering briefly before drifting away. There was no need to rush or chase them. The slow rhythm encouraged patience and contemplation. Ancient storytellers might have called these manifestations signs from beyond, whispering truths hidden in the heavens. Modern researchers, meanwhile, would catalog their coordinates, angles, and timing, trying to reconcile the natural with the unexplained. Both approaches reflect the same human impulse: to witness, to record, and to wonder. The mind, calm yet attentive, began to notice other subtle details. Shadows stretched across familiar objects, shaped by the interplay of starlight and the gentle glow of the lights above. A soft breeze carried whispers of sound that seemed almost synchronous with the motion of the mysterious glimmers. Even the heart seemed to align with the cadence of the night, slowing and deepening in harmony with the quiet spectacle overhead. It was a psychological phenomenon long recognized. When humans observe a vast, slowly moving and intricate pattern, the body relaxes, the imagination opens, and the sense of ordinary reality softens. In this suspended state, the mind is both alert and serene, a perfect balance for contemplation and gentle curiosity. Gradually, a subtle narrative began to form. The lights, while quiet and distant, hinted at intelligence or intent. Not aggression, not urgency, but awareness. Some observers describe a sensation of being acknowledged, a gentle awareness that they were not alone beneath the endless sky. It was a feeling that could not be easily measured or explained, but it left a lasting impression. The universe is vast, mysterious, and alive with possibilities. For anyone lying back on a soft patch of earth, gazing upward, the mind naturally drifts between what is known and what could be, weaving a calm thread of wonder that prepares it for deeper stories yet to unfold. In this gentle, contemplative state, the night seemed to expand infinitely, each passing moment stretching time just enough for awareness to settle comfortably between relaxation and curiosity. The observer's thoughts wandered freely, yet never raced. Every detail, from the flicker of a star to the soft whisper of the wind, was noted with gentle fascination. It was in this rhythm, slow, deliberate, unhurried, that the evening invited the possibility of encounters beyond ordinary experience. The stage was set for deeper mysteries, ones that would unfold in subtle, calm ways, blending serenity with awe and easing the mind ever closer to the gentle frontier of the unknown. Long before modern technology allowed humans to scan the heavens with telescopes and satellites, people around the world reported sightings of unusual lights, shapes, and phenomena in the sky. In the early 20th century, newspapers occasionally chronicled mystery airships drifting silently over towns in the United States and Europe. These descriptions were often detailed, elongated, metallic forms moving against the wind, emitting a faint glow or humming sound. Skeptics suggested practical explanations: experimental aircraft, meteorological balloons, or misidentified planets. But many eyewitnesses were meticulous in their accounts, describing features that did not match known machines of the time. Historians note that these reports often coincided with periods of social and technological change, when the human imagination was both fascinated and unsettled by the rapid advances of the modern age. By the 1940s, a more organized awareness of unidentified aerial phenomena began to emerge. The famous 1947 Roswell incident is perhaps the most well-known, where an object crashed near a small town in New Mexico. Official reports initially suggested a flying disc, though the military quickly reclassified it as a weather balloon. Researchers continue to study declassified Air Force documents, noting inconsistencies and the careful language officials used to balance public curiosity with national security. The Roswell event captured global imagination and inspired countless reports of lights, shapes, and strange encounters across North America. Even decades later, historians emphasize that this period marked a turning point. Society began to consider the possibility that the skies could hold more than conventional aircraft and natural phenomena. Other historical accounts offer equally compelling detail. Rural farmers in the Midwest described luminous orbs hovering silently above their fields, sometimes accompanied by fleeting shadows that appeared impossibly large or perfectly geometric. Pilots in the 1950s and 1960s reported encounters with lights moving at impossible speeds, executing sudden turns and accelerations that no known aircraft could achieve. Official investigations, such as Project Blue Book, documented thousands of such cases, categorizing most as explainable yet leaving a small percentage, often the most intriguing, marked unidentified. Researchers argue that the consistent patterns across decades and locations suggest a phenomenon worth careful study, blending both observable data and human perception. It is also important to consider the psychological and cultural context. Eyewitnesses often report feelings of calm curiosity or quiet awe, rather than panic, when observing these unexplained objects. Psychologists suggest that isolation under a night sky, combined with prolonged observation, can heighten awareness and perception, making subtle movements and lights more noticeable. This could partially explain why many sightings occur in rural or sparsely populated areas, where the mind is attuned to the environment in ways that urban dwellers rarely experience. In every report, there is a common thread. Humans notice patterns, attempt to interpret them, and are profoundly affected by the sense of encountering something extraordinary yet inexplicably quiet. Across the world, cultural interpretations of these sightings add another layer of depth. Ancient manuscripts, folklore, and art occasionally depict skyward beings or glowing objects that mirror modern descriptions of UFOs. Some anthropologists argue that these recurring motifs reflect a universal human fascination with the unknown, the urge to map meaning onto what is unseen. Others note that modern media, from science fiction literature to film, often mirrors these historical accounts, reinforcing a collective awareness of mysterious lights and enigmatic presences in the sky. In this way, historical sightings are not merely events frozen in time. They form a continuous narrative that bridges past and present, science and folklore, observation and imagination. As the observer sits under the stars, reflecting on these stories, a subtle sense of continuity emerges. The same curiosity that drove early witnesses to report strange lights continues to pulse through modern minds, quietly urging attention and contemplation. The sky, vast and ever-changing, becomes not just a backdrop but a living archive of human wonder. Each twinkle, each subtle movement in the night, resonates with centuries of curiosity and careful observation. In this calm awareness, the mind begins to prepare for the personal, intimate experiences that follow, encounters that are not merely historical records, but deeply human experiences of mystery and connection. While historical reports provide a broad context, it is the personal encounters that truly bring the mystery to life. Across decades, individuals from different walks of life have described quiet, gentle experiences with extraterrestrial presences, often without the panic or alarm one might expect. One of the most cited cases is that of Betty and Barney Hill in the 1960s. Driving home through the quiet hills of New Hampshire, they observed an unusual light in the sky, unlike any star or aircraft. As the light approached, they noticed a precise, deliberate movement that seemed to respond to their presence. Their account, carefully documented under hypnosis and in interviews, included subtle details, A strange star map shown by the beings, a soft sense of communication without words that suggest an intelligence both advanced and serene. Eyewitnesses often describe sensations that are calming rather than frightening. Some speak of a floating or weightless feeling, as if the body itself becomes part of the surrounding space. Others note a heightened awareness of sound and light, where every flicker of movement carries meaning. Psychologists studying these reports observe that these experiences can induce a state of profound mindfulness, where fear is replaced by awe and every detail is absorbed without distraction. It is as though the mind recognizes a presence beyond ordinary understanding, yet instinctively trusts it. The calm curiosity of these encounters aligns perfectly with the slow, meditative rhythm of a quiet night under the stars. Physical details are often subtle but consistent. Many witnesses describe beings with humanoid forms, large expressive eyes, and movements that are smooth and deliberate. They may gesture or guide without speaking, creating an impression of gentle interaction rather than coercion. In some accounts, light seems to emanate from the beings themselves, soft and diffuse, adding to the ethereal quality of the experience. Historians and ufologists note that such details recur across different decades and continents, suggesting patterns that are difficult to dismiss entirely. Official reports, while cautious, often corroborate some elements. Unexplained marks, radar anomalies, or corroborative observations by multiple independent witnesses. There are also moments of profound psychological resonance during these encounters. Witnesses often report a deep sense of connection, not just to the beings themselves, but to the cosmos as a whole. The experience can evoke timeless feelings, awe, wonder, and an understanding of human insignificance balanced by a newfound appreciation for life's fragility and beauty. These are the same sensations that night sky observers feel when contemplating stars and galaxies, yet intensified by the immediacy of the encounter. For those willing to remain calm and open, the experience can be transformative, leaving an enduring impression of serenity coupled with curiosity. Some encounters are even marked by gentle guidance or subtle demonstrations of knowledge. For instance, Betty Hill's recollection of the star map pointed to a distant star system, suggesting intelligence operating on a scale beyond earthly comprehension. Others describe experiences where time seems to bend, or objects shift in ways that defy conventional physics, yet always in ways that are quiet, deliberate, and controlled. This careful balance, strange yet gentle, mysterious yet non-threatening, reinforces a theme that emerges in many accounts. Extraterrestrial phenomena are often observed as calm, intelligent, and deeply considered, rather than chaotic or frightening. As the night deepens and the mind of the observer drifts between reflection and imagination, these stories serve a dual purpose. They provide historical and psychological grounding, showing that encounters are not simply random or imagined, while also opening a window to wonder, encouraging the mind to consider possibilities beyond ordinary perception. The observer may imagine themselves lying beneath a vast, quiet sky, feeling the soft rhythm of the universe, and sensing that somewhere, quietly, others may be observing too, gently, thoughtfully, and with an intelligence that is at once alien and strangely comforting. As personal encounters continued to be reported across the mid-20th century, governments began to take notice, though often with careful caution. In the United States, Project Blue Book was established in 1952 to investigate thousands of reports of unidentified flying objects, known as UFOs at the time. Officially, the project sought to determine whether these sightings posed any threat to national security and to scientifically analyze the phenomena. Thousands of cases were catalogued, most of which were later attributed to natural phenomena, conventional aircraft, or misperceptions. Yet a significant portion remained unexplained, marked simply as unidentified, a term that carried both ambiguity and quiet intrigue. The careful language of these documents, calm, factual, and non-sensational, echoes the very tone we sense in eyewitness accounts. Observations noted with precision, without unnecessary embellishment. The Pentagon and other agencies continued their investigations in the decades that followed. Declassified memos reveal how military personnel sometimes tracked anomalous objects on radar, observing movements that defied known aeronautical capabilities. Pilots and ground observers alike described objects that could hover silently, accelerate rapidly, or change direction with fluidity that seemed to ignore inertia. Official statements often emphasized caution and skepticism, yet they also acknowledged gaps in understanding. Historians and ufologists point out that the tension between public explanation and internal acknowledgement created a layered reality. Governments were aware of phenomena that could not be easily explained, yet the public narrative remained measured and deliberate. Modern reports reinforce this balance of caution and curiosity. In 2020 and 2021, the Pentagon released several videos of UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, captured by military pilots. The objects exhibited extraordinary flight characteristics, and in many cases, experts could not identify a natural or man-made origin. Accompanying reports stressed that these sightings were under active investigation, yet the language remained calm, almost clinical, avoiding sensationalism. Researchers analyzing these documents highlight the care with which officials framed the information, neither confirming extraterrestrial origins nor dismissing the possibility entirely. This restraint, paradoxically, enhances the credibility of the reports, inviting calm contemplation rather than alarm. It is also worth noting how governments historically collaborated with civilian observers and researchers. Project Sign and Project Grudge, predecessors to Blue Book, often gathered detailed civilian accounts, photographs, and radar data. Analysts sometimes expressed frustration at the limitations of human perception, recognizing that eyewitnesses could observe genuine anomalies yet interpret them according to familiar patterns. Scholars today argue that these collaborations, though imperfect, illustrate an earnest effort to reconcile observed phenomena with scientific understanding, bridging human experience and analytical rigor. Even when skepticism prevailed, official documents occasionally hint at mysteries that remain unresolved. Radar anomalies with no identifiable source, corroborated sightings by multiple trained observers, and encounters with unexplainable lights or craft all populate the archives. Researchers emphasize that these reports are not uniform or sensationalized. They reflect a patient, careful approach to phenomena that elude easy categorization. The quiet consistency across decades, methodical investigation, attention to detail, and a willingness to acknowledge the unexplained mirrors the calm, reflective nature of eyewitness experiences themselves. For the observer lying beneath the night sky, aware of these governmental records, there is a gentle reassurance. There is careful scrutiny in the world beyond the individual experience. Authorities, pilots, and scientists have observed these phenomena with the same attentive patience, cataloging, and pondering that the mind naturally applies to mysterious lights in the sky. This calm, structured attention adds a layer of credibility, reinforcing that the extraordinary need not be alarming. It can be quietly profound, inviting reflection, curiosity, and wonder. The night stretches on, and in this measured awareness, the mind is prepared to explore alternative perspectives, theories, and the deeper mysteries that the universe might hold. Even as governments investigated reports of unusual lights and encounters, alternative explanations and paranormal perspectives emerged to offer different ways of understanding the phenomenon. Some researchers suggested natural explanations, atmospheric phenomena, rare cloud formations, or the reflection of distant lights on moisture in the air. Others pointed to experimental aircraft, secret technologies, or satellites, noting that human ingenuity sometimes produces effects that can appear otherworldly. These interpretations, while grounded in observation and reason, do not account for every detail, especially the subtle behaviors reported by witnesses, such as deliberate movement, hovering, or synchronized patterns. It is this tension between the explainable and the mysterious that creates the space for quiet wonder. Psychologists and cognitive scientists offer additional insight. The human mind, especially under low-light conditions and heightened attention, can perceive patterns or movements that are otherwise imperceptible. Mass sightings may also be influenced by cultural expectations or subconscious anticipation of the extraordinary. Yet, many individual encounters defy simple psychological explanations. For example, some witnesses report tactile sensations, fleeting communications, or even minor physical traces that leave little room for imagination alone. Researchers studying these phenomena often approach them with caution, acknowledging that perception, memory, and environment can shape experiences, while also respecting the consistent, detailed nature of many accounts. Paranormal interpretations expand the scope even further. Some theorists explore consciousness as a conduit for contact, suggesting that encounters may occur partially in altered mental states, dreams, or liminal thresholds between the ordinary and the extraordinary. Folklorists note that similar experiences have appeared in mythologies across cultures. Spirits, sky beings, and luminous visitors, all often described in serene or awe-inspiring terms rather than threatening ways. This perspective does not seek to contradict scientific inquiry. Instead, it complements it, suggesting that human awareness and perception may intersect with phenomena that elude standard categorization. The calm, meditative tone of many encounters aligns with these theories, emphasizing gentle curiosity over fear. Ufologists and researchers sometimes propose a blend of these perspectives. Anomalous aerial phenomena may include a spectrum of causes: natural, human-made, psychological, and perhaps something genuinely extraordinary. By considering multiple angles, one can appreciate the phenomena not as sensational events but as complex experiences layered with subtlety, pattern, and meaning. This approach encourages patience and observation, allowing viewers or readers to quietly engage with possibilities rather than feeling rushed toward a conclusion. It is a perspective that invites gentle exploration, mindful attention to what is, what could be, and what remains unknown. The night itself becomes a teacher in this context. Observers lying beneath the vast sky begin to notice the quiet interplay of light, shadow, and movement. Each anomaly, whether explained, partially understood, or utterly mysterious, serves as a gentle reminder of the universe's vast complexity. The mind, attuned to calm observation, learns to hold uncertainty with ease, allowing curiosity to exist alongside serenity. In these moments, it becomes clear that the unknown does not need to be solved immediately. It can simply be experienced, reflected upon, and quietly wondered at. By embracing multiple perspectives, the observer finds a subtle balance between understanding and imagination. The phenomena are neither fully explainable nor completely unreachable. They exist in a liminal space, where attention, reflection, and patience create a gentle dialogue between the self and the cosmos. This state of contemplative awareness prepares the mind for further exploration, connecting personal experience with cultural, historical, and modern contexts. In the quiet of the night, curiosity and calm coexist, forming a serene foundation for the stories, investigations, and reflections yet to unfold. The fascination with extraterrestrial phenomena has not been confined to personal encounters or government reports. It has deeply influenced culture, art, and collective imagination. Literature, in particular, has long explored the skies and the beings that might inhabit them. From H.G. Wells' early visions of Martian visitors in The War of the Worlds to contemporary science fiction novels, writers have transformed human curiosity and anxiety about the unknown into stories that are both thrilling and contemplative. These narratives often blend wonder with caution, exploring what it might mean to encounter intelligence far beyond our own. They offer audiences a gentle rehearsal of awe and imagination, allowing readers to safely explore the mysteries of the cosmos from the comfort of their own homes. Film and television have similarly shaped our perceptions. Classic movies of the 1950s portrayed alien visitors as either ominous forces or benevolent guides, reflecting societal tensions and hopes in the post-war era. Later, more nuanced depictions, such as in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, focused on quiet curiosity and communication rather than fear. These portrayals often echo eyewitness reports, emphasizing calm observation, subtle gestures, and the possibility of understanding across worlds. Media thus becomes a mirror, reflecting both historical accounts and psychological truths about human engagement with mystery. Our minds crave patterns, connection, and stories that help us navigate the unknown. Art and folklore around the world also suggest a deep, long-standing human fascination with the skies. Indigenous stories from North and South America recount luminous beings visiting the Earth, while European medieval manuscripts depict strange objects in the heavens, sometimes interpreted as divine or celestial messengers. Anthropologists note that these cultural narratives often convey similar themes to modern UFO reports. Encounters with intelligence that is quiet, deliberate, and awe-inspiring, not necessarily threatening. These parallels hint at a universal human impulse to observe, record, and reflect upon the mysteries above, preserving them in stories, symbols, and rituals that pass across generations. Even music and visual arts subtly draw inspiration from these themes. Composers have created pieces that mimic the slow, mysterious movement of lights in the sky, while painters depict ethereal scenes of otherworldly visitation. These artistic interpretations allow viewers and listeners to engage emotionally with the unknown, bridging imagination and contemplation in a calm, reflective space. In doing so, culture becomes a repository of wonder, a way of preparing minds for experiences that are both mysterious and serene. The quiet curiosity of these creative expressions parallels the reflective state induced by gazing at stars, reading eyewitness accounts, or contemplating unexplained phenomena. It encourages mindfulness, slow attention, and gentle speculation. Ultimately, the cultural impact of alien phenomena is subtle yet pervasive. It shapes how societies think about the unknown, how individuals process awe, and how generations transmit curiosity and wonder. By exploring these stories and artistic expressions, the observer lying beneath the night sky is connected to a broader human tapestry. Across decades and continents, people have looked upward, asking questions, imagining possibilities, and quietly marveling at the infinite. This awareness prepares the mind for modern investigations, where technology and careful observation continue to explore the mysteries that culture, history, and imagination have long kept alive. The modern era of investigation into the skies has opened extraordinary opportunities for observation, reflection, and understanding. Technological advances have transformed the ways both professionals and civilians engage with the cosmos, offering tools that allow for precise, careful, and often awe-inspiring observation. High-powered telescopes reveal intricate details of celestial bodies, from planets and moons to distant stars and galaxies, offering a depth of perception that early astronomers could only dream of. Night vision equipment and infrared cameras allow observers to detect subtle changes in light and movement, capturing phenomena that may have gone unnoticed in previous generations. Even ordinary enthusiasts, equipped with consumer-grade telescopes and cameras, can document sightings with remarkable clarity, contributing to a growing tapestry of observation that spans the globe. Satellite networks, orbiting quietly above the Earth, offer a broader perspective than ever before. They capture subtle anomalies in the atmosphere, track the precise movement of objects across the sky, and record light patterns invisible to the unaided eye. Some images reveal fleeting flashes, unusual trajectories, or subtle changes in atmospheric conditions that echo historical accounts of unexplained lights and craft. The knowledge that these technologies exist brings reassurance to the observer beneath the stars. What may appear mysterious in the moment is part of a broader continuum of observation, carefully monitored, studied, and documented. There is a quiet beauty in this methodical scrutiny, a harmony between curiosity and discipline that mirrors the slow, deliberate rhythm of the night itself. Citizen science has become a cornerstone of modern investigation. Communities of enthusiasts, connected through online networks, share photographs, videos, and observational data. Drones, high-definition cameras, and GPS-enabled devices allow ordinary individuals to document and report unusual sightings with unprecedented accuracy. These observations are often cross-referenced with reports from pilots, astronomers, and official agencies, creating a multi-layered system of verification and study. The shared experience of curiosity, careful observation, and meticulous documentation fosters a subtle sense of connection across time and geography. Even the simplest sighting, a flicker of light in a remote field or an unusual shadow on the horizon, becomes part of a collective exploration of the unknown. Military and government investigations continue to play a significant role, often releasing declassified reports that demonstrate the seriousness with which unexplained aerial phenomena are studied. The Pentagon's release of UAP, Unidentified Aerial Phenomena, footage in 2020 and 2021 revealed objects moving with remarkable precision, performing maneuvers that defy conventional understanding of aerodynamics. Accelerations, abrupt stops, and fluid shifts in direction were captured with multiple sensors, yet no immediate explanation was confirmed. Analysts emphasized that while these objects remained unexplained, they were studied methodically, with careful attention to data integrity and observation protocols. This careful approach mirrors the long tradition of formal observation, blending scientific rigor with the mysterious allure of phenomena that remain unresolved. Interdisciplinary research enriches the understanding of modern sightings. Astrophysicists consider natural explanations, including rare meteorological events, plasma formations, or atmospheric refractions that might account for anomalous lights. Engineers and aeronautical experts examine the possibility of experimental aircraft, drones, or cutting-edge propulsion systems, noting that some observed behaviors might align with emerging technologies not yet public. Psychologists study human perception, attention, and memory, seeking to understand why some individuals report highly vivid experiences while others perceive the same phenomena more subtly. Even historians and folklorists contribute, examining centuries of accounts to identify recurring patterns, cultural interpretations, and shifts in perception over time. The integration of multiple disciplines encourages a calm, reflective approach to the unknown, allowing curiosity to flourish alongside careful, measured analysis. For the observer lying under the night sky, these technological advancements create a sense of subtle reassurance. Knowing that modern instruments, both sophisticated and accessible, allow for meticulous observation transforms the night into a shared experience of wonder and discovery. Each faint movement of light or subtle shift in shadow is no longer merely mysterious. It becomes part of a larger story, observed, measured, and contextualized. There is a quiet beauty in this interplay between personal perception and global documentation, a rhythm that mirrors the deliberate, patient tempo of the universe itself. Modern technology also allows for collaboration across borders and disciplines. Online databases, social networks, and research platforms facilitate the sharing of observations between amateur enthusiasts and professional scientists. This collaborative environment encourages careful scrutiny, discussion, and verification of anomalies, while fostering a sense of community among observers who share the same quiet fascination with the skies. Each contribution, whether a photograph, a detailed log, or a precise measurement, becomes part of an ongoing dialogue with the universe. Observers learn to watch patiently, noting subtle patterns, considering multiple interpretations, and maintaining a calm, reflective mindset, recognizing that discovery is often a slow and deliberate process. Citizen science is complemented by formal programs in several countries that encourage public participation. Initiatives that train volunteers to observe the night sky, log data, and contribute to research projects demonstrate that even ordinary attention can reveal extraordinary insights. The careful documentation of light phenomena, repeated observations, and the comparison of data across locations and times creates a methodical understanding that gradually deepens the collective knowledge of the unknown. This integration of professional, technological, and citizen-based observation forms a holistic approach to the mysteries of the night sky, blending rigor, curiosity, and reflective awareness. The role of imagination in modern investigation is also quietly significant. While technology captures objective data, the mind's reflective engagement allows for interpretation, pattern recognition, and personal connection to observed phenomena. Observers are encouraged to remain patient and non-judgmental, embracing the subtle interplay between what is seen and what is imagined. In doing so, they cultivate a state of calm, open awareness where mystery is not threatening but inviting, and curiosity becomes a gentle companion rather than a source of tension. The night, vast and quiet, encourages a slow, deliberate rhythm of observation. Subtle lights in the sky, distant anomalies, and faint patterns all invite attention without urgency. The observer can watch, record, and reflect, knowing that their personal awareness is part of a continuum of observations spanning generations. Historical documentation, scientific study, and personal reflection converge seamlessly, creating an immersive experience in which curiosity, calm, and wonder coexist effortlessly. Historical perspective remains a vital lens through which modern investigation is understood. Early astronomers, pilots of the mid-20th century, and even ancient skywatchers all observed anomalies with careful attention and recorded their findings. Modern technologies allow these observations to be compared, contrasted, and contextualized, providing a rich framework for understanding the ongoing mysteries of the skies. The observer, aware of this lineage, experiences a deep sense of connection across time. The fascination that inspired careful study in the past now continues in the present, expanded and enriched by technological tools and collaborative networks. Each moment of quiet observation, whether focused on distant stars, faint lights, or subtle shifts in the atmosphere, contributes to a state of mindful awareness. The observer's body relaxes, attention sharpens gently, and the mind drifts into a state of calm curiosity. Every image captured, every log recorded, every reflection noted, builds upon the continuum of human exploration, blending meticulous observation with personal engagement. The night sky, infinite and serene, becomes a guide, a companion, and a source of both wonder and reassurance. Through these combined lenses, technology, historical context, psychological insight, and personal reflection, the observer experiences the night not as an empty void but as a living, responsive canvas. Lights, patterns, and movements may be fleeting, subtle, or enigmatic, yet they are always part of a broader story. A story of careful attention, patient observation, and gentle curiosity. The night encourages slow, deliberate engagement, blending wonder with serenity and observation with introspection. In this state, the observer's mind is free to explore, reflect, and appreciate the subtle intricacies of the universe without urgency or expectation. The interplay of modern technology and human perception reinforces a unique balance between clarity and mystery. Instruments provide precise, measurable data, while the observer's awareness allows for reflection, imagination, and connection. Each anomaly, whether captured digitally or perceived personally, contributes to a tapestry of understanding that is both analytical and meditative. The mind is drawn gently into the rhythm of the cosmos, where curiosity, observation, and calm contemplation coexist seamlessly. In this serene state, the observer can appreciate the continuity of human attention to the skies. From ancient myths and folklore to modern scientific research, humanity has always looked upward with curiosity, patience, and reverence. Today, high-tech instruments, global networks, and citizen science initiatives allow for a continuation of this quiet exploration, blending precision with wonder, measurement with imagination, and observation with reflection. The night, vast and infinite, becomes both teacher and companion, guiding the mind through a seamless journey of discovery, awareness, and calm. The observer, enveloped in this gentle continuum, experiences the night as an immersive meditation. Each detail, whether subtle, fleeting, or enduring, contributes to a sense of profound serenity and connectedness. Lights move gently across the sky, shadows shift softly across the landscape, and the faint hum of nocturnal life becomes part of a harmonious rhythm that echoes both within and around the mind. Awareness expands, embracing the subtle intricacies of the cosmos while maintaining calm, steady attention. In this state, curiosity is satisfied not through answers but through mindful observation, reflection, and gentle engagement. The night stretches endlessly, each passing moment reinforcing the rhythm of calm attention. Modern technology, historical insight, and personal reflection converge in a meditative flow, guiding the observer through a state of immersive wonder. Faint lights, subtle anomalies, and intricate patterns form a quiet dialogue between the mind, the universe, and centuries of observers who came before. The observer experiences profound serenity, a harmonious balance of curiosity and calm, reflection and relaxation, imagination and observation. Through this careful and deliberate engagement, the night becomes a sanctuary for contemplation. The observer drifts slowly into a meditative awareness, where the mysteries of the universe are neither threatening nor urgent but gently inviting. Curiosity is cultivated without pressure, reflection is deep without tension, and observation is immersive without expectation. The mind rests in a harmonious rhythm, attuned to the subtle beauty, vast complexity, and quiet intelligence of the night sky. As the night deepens and the world falls into a hushed rhythm, the observer lying beneath the stars begins to sink into a profound state of calm and reflection. The air is cool, carrying the faint scent of earth, grass, and distant blooms, blending seamlessly with the soft whispers of wind through the trees. Every sound, the gentle rustle of leaves, the distant call of an owl, the quiet murmur of a flowing stream, forms a natural rhythm, a subtle soundtrack that invites the mind to slow and the body to relax. The stars, scattered across the velvet darkness above, twinkle softly, their light steady and unhurried, each one a tiny beacon of calm curiosity in the vastness of space. With every breath, the observer feels the tension of the day dissolve, replaced by a deep sense of connection to both the cosmos and the quiet beauty of the world below. The mind begins to wander, meandering through layers of thought and reflection, gently guided by curiosity and wonder. Historical accounts of sightings and encounters surface slowly, like quiet ripples across the mind's still waters. Stories of Betty and Barney Hill, whose careful observations of unusual lights became part of the fabric of modern UFO history, intermingle with accounts of rural observers who notice strange, hovering lights in their fields or skies. Pilots, scientists, and ordinary people alike contribute to this rich tapestry, each story a thread in the fabric of human fascination with the unknown. The observer feels a subtle kinship with these individuals across time, sharing the same quiet curiosity and the same patient attention to detail. There is comfort in realizing that human wonder is timeless and universal, connecting generations in a gentle, reflective continuum. With each thought, the night seems to grow more expansive, embracing the observer in its calm, mysterious presence. The faint glimmer of distant lights, real or imagined, seems to move deliberately, as if aware of the gaze it receives. Observers in centuries past may have experienced similar sensations, watching luminous phenomena with a mixture of curiosity and awe, recording what they saw in journals, sketches, or oral traditions. The mind contemplates these historical echoes, appreciating the patience, care, and deliberate attention that accompanied each observation. This reflection fosters a serene sense of continuity. The observer is part of a lineage of watchers, connected across time by a shared appreciation of the unknown. Psychologists suggest that reflecting on mysteries in this way can induce a state akin to mindfulness or deep meditation. The observer notices subtle details, the soft flicker of a distant light, the shifting patterns of shadows cast by starlight, the gentle sway of tree branches, without judgment or urgency. The mind begins to settle, focusing on observation rather than problem-solving, relaxation rather than activity. Each detail is absorbed fully, cultivating a sense of gentle awareness that enhances both curiosity and calm. The night becomes a teacher, guiding the mind into a state where reflection, observation, and imagination flow together in a harmonious rhythm. The observer begins to imagine subtle movements in the sky, lights hovering silently, shifting in ways that seem deliberate yet entirely serene. There is no need to interpret these movements or assign meaning. The mind simply observes, appreciating the elegance and subtlety of their presence. This process encourages deep relaxation, as curiosity is engaged without tension and attention is sustained without stress. The imagined lights, soft and deliberate, act as anchors for the mind, guiding awareness deeper into the meditative rhythm of the night. Each movement, each glimmer, becomes a gentle invitation to explore without urgency, to reflect without expectation, and to rest without interruption. The natural world continues to support this reflective state. The faint rustle of leaves, the distant sound of flowing water, the subtle calls of nocturnal creatures, all contribute to a multisensory experience that is soothing, immersive, and calming. The observer notices the intricate details of the landscape, the gentle sway of branches, the faint shimmer of dew-catching starlight, the slow, deliberate movement of shadows across familiar objects. These details create a sense of presence, grounding the mind while allowing imagination and reflection to flow freely. In this environment, curiosity is gentle, wonder is calm, and awareness is relaxed, forming the perfect conditions for deep meditation and eventual sleep. Historical and cultural narratives emerge alongside personal reflection. Folklore, literature, and artistic depictions of luminous visitors or celestial beings echo the accounts of modern-day witnesses. Stories of ethereal travelers, benevolent sky beings, and mysterious lights in the heavens appear in cultures worldwide, from indigenous myths to European medieval manuscripts, illustrating a long-standing human fascination with the skies. The observer contemplates these narratives in a calm, reflective way, noting similarities between ancient experiences and modern reports. This awareness reinforces a sense of connection across time, showing that curiosity, wonder, and careful observation are universal human traits that transcend eras and geographies. As reflection deepens, the observer begins to feel a subtle sense of awe, a quiet recognition of the vastness of the cosmos and the intricacy of life on Earth. The faint glow of distant stars, the imagined movements of mysterious lights, and the soft, rhythmic patterns of nature merge into a harmonious whole. This interplay of the observable and the imagined, the historical and the personal, creates a sense of gentle wonder without urgency. The observer is fully immersed in the calm mystery of the night, where curiosity is satisfied by the experience itself rather than by answers or explanations. The mind continues to wander slowly, guided by sensory awareness and gentle imagination. The observer envisions faint lights moving in perfect silence, hovering and shifting with an intelligence that is deliberate yet serene. The glimmering stars seem to respond softly to attention, their quiet brilliance reinforcing a sense of calm and continuity. Each imagined interaction, subtle and meditative, encourages patience, reflection, and gentle curiosity. The observer's body mirrors this inner calm. Muscles relax, breathing slows, and the heartbeat becomes steady, synchronized with the soft rhythm of the night. Time stretches softly in this reflective space, dissolving distinctions between past, present, and imagined possibilities. Observers across centuries, from ancient astronomers to contemporary witnesses, seem to converge in a quiet continuum, sharing attention, curiosity, and awe. This realization fosters profound humility and connectedness. The observer is simultaneously alone and part of a vast network of human experience, joined by the timeless impulse to watch, reflect, and wonder. The night, infinite and serene, becomes a canvas upon which both observation and imagination can unfold effortlessly. subtle sensations guide the observer deeper into relaxation. The faint rustle of leaves, the soft murmur of distant water, and the occasional call of nocturnal creatures blend into a calming symphony. Shadows shift slowly, bathed in starlight, and faint points of light hover silently above. Each element, light, sound, movement, becomes a gentle anchor, focusing attention without tension. The mind flows smoothly from observation to reflection, from curiosity to serenity, experiencing the night as both a teacher and a companion. The observer now contemplates the mysteries themselves. Unexplained lights, delicate patterns, and faint anomalies in the sky are acknowledged without expectation or pressure. There is no need to solve, to understand, or to categorize. The observer simply allows the phenomena to exist as they are, experiencing them with gentle awareness and deep respect. This attitude cultivates profound calm, as curiosity is satisfied not by answers, but by quiet observation, reflection, and imaginative exploration. As sleep approaches, the mind and body move in harmony. Breathing deepens, muscles relax completely, and thoughts drift slowly, seamlessly blending past reflections, present sensations, and imagined possibilities. The observer experiences a profound, immersive calm in which curiosity, wonder, and serenity coexist effortlessly. The mysteries of the night, both real and imagined, fade into a soft background hum, leaving only gentle awareness and a deep sense of connection. The mind is fully prepared for the final descent into restorative sleep, where dreams may carry echoes of the night's subtle wonders, faint lights, and quiet reflections. The vast sky, softly illuminated by distant stars, continues to guide attention, curiosity, and imagination in perfect balance. Each twinkle, each subtle shift of light, each faint sound from the nocturnal world encourages awareness, patience, and calm reflection. The observer rests in this gentle immersion, experiencing both solitude and connection, mystery and peace, reflection and surrender. In this meditative state, the mind drifts effortlessly toward deep, restorative sleep, carrying with it curiosity, serenity, and quiet wonder. The night stretches endlessly above, a vast canvas of infinite depth and soft light. Stars shimmer faintly, each one a pinprick of quiet illumination against the velvet dark, casting a gentle glow over the landscape below. The observer, lying beneath this expansive sky, feels the subtle pull of stillness. The world is hushed, wrapped in a serene calm that seems almost tangible. Every element of the night, from the faint rustle of leaves to the distant call of an owl, forms a rhythm that soothes the mind and body. Each breath becomes slower, deeper, more deliberate, synchronizing with the soft cadence of the surrounding world. In this moment, the mind begins to drift, gently guided by curiosity, reflection, and the slow unfolding of awareness. Thoughts wander naturally, meandering through the tapestry of the night. Memories of historical sightings float gently to the surface. The quiet accounts of farmers observing hovering lights in the fields, pilots charting objects that moved impossibly fast, and the careful documentation of military and civilian reports. Each story, though distant in time or space, is infused with human observation, patience, and reflection. The observer feels connected to generations who have looked skyward with quiet curiosity, experiencing awe without fear. These historical echoes form a gentle continuum, a soft thread linking past and present, reality and imagination. The universe is not a distant void, but a companion, observed carefully, respected deeply, and quietly alive. Personal reflections deepen this sense of connection. Imagining encounters with mysterious lights or beings, the mind experiences the calm curiosity so often reported by eyewitnesses. It is a subtle, gentle sensation, like feeling the presence of intelligence that is deliberate yet non-threatening. Every flicker of imagined light, every soft movement across the horizon, encourages the mind to relax while remaining engaged in wonder. The observer senses that the unknown need not provoke alarm. It can simply be appreciated, studied in imagination, and respected. This awareness allows the mind to dwell in a liminal space, between thought and perception, observation and dream, curiosity and calm. The natural world contributes profoundly to this state. The soft rustle of leaves, the distant murmur of water flowing over stones, and the faint hum of nocturnal life provide a gentle sensory rhythm. Shadows shift imperceptibly, bathed in starlight, suggesting movement without urgency. The faint glimmer of distant lights, whether stars or imagined anomalies, punctuates the darkness with soft, deliberate points of attention. These subtle cues anchor the mind in presence, cultivating a sense of calm awareness that allows curiosity to flourish without tension. The night becomes both teacher and companion, offering lessons in patience, observation, and gentle reflection. Historical accounts and modern investigations mingle seamlessly in the mind of the observer. Declassified documents, radar recordings, and citizen observations are balanced by personal imaginings and cultural stories, creating a layered, immersive tapestry. The observer may picture pilots' precise accounts, faint lights caught on camera by modern enthusiasts, or ancient folklore depicting luminous visitors in the sky. All these narratives converge into a quiet harmony, reinforcing the sense that the universe is vast yet observed, mysterious yet approachable. The mind rests in this gentle recognition, absorbing complexity without needing resolution, embracing the vast unknown as a source of serenity rather than anxiety. The imagination naturally drifts further, exploring subtle, almost imperceptible movements in the night sky. Lights hover with deliberate precision, shifting gently as if responding to observation. The observer envisions the slow, fluid motion of these forms, their quiet presence imbuing the night with rhythm and purpose. This imagery is not frightening but meditative, guiding the mind toward deep awareness and relaxation. Each imagined interaction is calm and thoughtful, a movement of light, a faint shimmer, a sense of intelligence that is soft, deliberate, and comforting. The observer's body mirrors this tranquility, muscles relaxing, breathing deepening, and heartbeat slowing in tandem with the soft cadence of the night. Time becomes fluid in this reflective space. Past, present, and imagination blend seamlessly, creating a gentle continuum that encourages awareness without urgency. The observer considers the vastness of the universe, the continuity of human observation, and the quiet persistence of curiosity. Stars, faint lights, and imagined movements all contribute to a feeling of timelessness, a slow unfolding of awareness that stretches gently into infinity. In this meditative state, the mind is free to explore, reflect, and simply be, without pressure, without expectation, and without fear. The night itself becomes a guide, a constant companion, and a source of quiet reassurance. The physical body is fully attuned to this gentle rhythm. Limbs relax completely, the chest rises and falls with slow, deep breaths, and the mind settles into an expansive, immersive calm. Thoughts of daily concerns drift gently away, replaced by a soft focus on observation, reflection, and subtle imagination. Each heartbeat resonates with the quiet pulse of the surrounding world. Each inhale draws in serenity, and each exhale releases tension. The mind becomes a quiet observer of itself, noting the delicate interplay between curiosity and relaxation, attention and surrender. Attention drifts once more to the subtle anomalies of the night. Faint glimmers of light, hovering without sound or urgency, capture gentle awareness. The observer imagines distant objects moving with precision, softly interacting with the vast space around them. There is no pressure to interpret or solve these mysteries. The mind simply observes, allowing each subtle motion to guide awareness deeper into reflection. Patterns emerge slowly, subtly, almost imperceptibly, encouraging patience, attention, and calm wonder. The night becomes an expansive meditation, a journey into curiosity that is fully compatible with relaxation and sleep. Cultural and historical reflections continue to mingle in the observer's mind. Folklore, literature, and art depicting skyward beings or luminous visitors resonate softly, echoing the stories of modern-day witnesses and official investigators. The continuity of human fascination across centuries reinforces a sense of connection, reminding the mind that curiosity is both timeless and universal. Even imagined interactions with distant intelligence take on a gentle quality, harmonizing with the rhythm of the night. The observer's awareness expands, incorporating historical, cultural, and personal narratives into a calm, meditative whole. As the observer's consciousness drifts further toward sleep, the mind experiences a gentle merging of reflection, imagination, and awareness. Subtle lights in the sky, historical echoes, modern investigations, and imagined presences all coalesce into a soothing mental landscape. Attention softens, curiosity is maintained without tension, and the mind rests in a slow, deliberate rhythm. Breathing, heartbeat, and thoughts synchronize with the gentle pulse of the universe, creating the perfect environment for deep, restorative sleep. Finally, the observer succumbs fully to this calm immersion. The mysteries of the universe, once vivid and alive in imagination, fade gently into dreams, leaving behind a profound sense of peace, awe, and quiet curiosity. The night continues its infinite journey overhead, wrapping the body and mind in serenity. Thoughts drift softly, blending reflection, imagination, and sensory awareness. The observer experiences the full harmony of curiosity, wonder, and relaxation, descending into sleep with a profound sense of connection to the cosmos, past observers, and the infinite possibilities of the unknown. In this state, sleep is not merely rest. It is a continuation of observation, reflection, and gentle exploration, guided by the quiet intelligence of the night and the subtle, serene rhythm of the universe.